That all yellow number 7X, or 7C rather, in the X mods.
Yes, sir. So we'll get these drivers up to speed. As slowly getting the racetrack ironed in. Again, 50 drivers in the Shocker Hitch X Mod division presented by Border Tire. They will be in 5 heat races. The top 16 in passing points will move off to the main event. Everybody else will be in 1 of 2 B mains. And over on the mod side of things, 57 entries, 5 heats for those drivers as well, with the top 16 in passing points moving on, then 2 B mains to fill out the 24-car starting grid.
Once again, 150 drivers in the pit area again this evening. I believe we've been at 150 or higher, I think, in 4 of the 5 nights other than Wednesday here so far this week. So just another absolutely outstanding car count here at FK Rod-Ends Vado Speedway Park. As Jaden Christ now goes to the top of the leaderboard, the street stock and stock car stand out from Jamestown, North Dakota. There's a look at Hector Barraza on your screen. He's in that white car with the green 23H as he just went around the defending late model track champion here at Vado, the 3J of Josh Kane.
Let's get the racetrack ironed in. Still low 20-second bracket as that will pick up. We've had 4 rounds, DJ, 4 different winners in this division. And tonight we'll see if we can go 5 for 5. Chris Jackson, last night's winner, trying to beat the weather back to Missouri. They actually left after last night's show. But with 4 different winners and 4 shows, DJ, that means there will not be anybody claiming the Arizona differential by Nate $2,500 4 more challenge this year. We've had 4 different winners. And as we get set, the next set of cars make their way out. The 12 car, a Mike Rosales out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. The Hacienda Carpet and Tile GRT with an Allen racing engine under the hood. Behind him in car 27N, that'll be Colton Poland. He had a rough night. The Grants New Mexico driver in the Victory Graphics Darby-powered Shaw chassis.
Next driver on the Speedway joined us last night for the first time out of Kaufman, Texas, and that good-looking number 20D. That'll be Drew Padgett, the Knowles Performance-powered Rate chassis, the DXP Construction Butler Appraisals Murhead Motorsports sponsored entry, and he'll be followed by our opening night winner. It's an AOS chassis with an AOS racing engine under the hood for the number 0. The Hacienda Carpet and Tile sponsored car is driven by Las Cruces, New Mexico's Nick Rivera. Again, another one of the regulars here at Vado.
The white 15, next in line will be Tracy Denby Jr., 4-time winner last year, and those all came at Sabine Speedway for the Vider, Texas driver. The Ingles Racing Performance by TD15 race car, Wills ATV, and Bar 7 Grill, the sponsors on the side. And behind him, another white number 15, but this will be the 15A. That's Muskogee, Oklahoma's Mike Anderson, the American Bank of Oklahoma, Wheeler Metals, Bob's Machine Shop powered J2 race car for Mike Anderson.
He'll be followed by number
Hodges
21. Yep, that'll be Andrew Hodges on the Speedway, and the Hodges Racing number 21A on the racetrack out of Lebo, Kansas, winner last year at Humboldt Speedway. He'll be followed by Gregory Murhead out of Camp, Texas, 2-time winner a year ago in that Jack Jenkins powered GRT race car, the Dirt Defender Big Dog Auto Sales sponsored number 22T.
The bottom of turn number 1, that'll be the 44 of Christy Barnett out of El Paso, Texas. The Barnett's Harley Davidson MSD Ignition Schoenfeld entry. Behind her, the 47cc, that will be Connor Williams out of Sibley, Louisiana, the Myers Automotive Engine IRP Payzone Energy Service Black Metals race car. And 1 or 2 more drivers on the Speedway. The 7cc out there, the red car, that'll be Colby Williams, 2-time winner last year, the IRP Myers Automotive Engine Payzone Energy Services entry. And DJ, I think 1 more car.
Yeah, the driver that has, it's got a 4 on one side, it's got a couple other digits on another, it's got a 6 on the back. That is officially a 241, and it's been a couple years since we've seen him, but that's David J. Jr. out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, in a home-built Smiley's chassis, the GDR Landscaping Gallardo Construction sponsored entry in that car. Will not come up to speed as he has made his way to the infield near the Mary's Home Furnishings hot pit area. There is Nick Rivera, your opening night winner right now. He sits atop the leaderboard and he's slow on the inside of the racetrack in this Dirt Draft Hot Lap session. Not sure if he's just happy with how that car feels or if he's got a problem on the Hacienda Carpet and Tile sponsor number 0. Gregory Murhead also going to fall to the infield. I talked to him in the pit area a little bit earlier, Ben. He was battling a fuel issue on that entry. He still couldn't quite get it figured out. He was hoping to have that thing fine-tuned and ready to go by the time he pulled out on the racetrack, and unfortunately it looks like that may not be the case, and he and Drew Padgett may have to go back to work on that good-looking number 22.
Yeah, they were struggling over in the pit area. A little bit of debris over in turn number 3, and I'm not totally sure that did not come off of Nick Rivera's AOS car. He'll head back to the pit area. Next set of cars make their way out, and the number 28 of Aiden Frazier, the Bosque Farms New Mexico driver, will lead the next set of race cars out. Yesterday celebrated his 19th birthday. That must be nice, DJ, to be 19 again. Mason Day behind him out of Farmersville, Texas, the KS Engineering DeVille Biss SD Erectors HB Oil entry.
Next driver on the speedway will be the driver out of Sibley, Louisiana in the 7cc, a two-time winner last year. That's Colby Williams in the CB Morgan-powered IRP race car, the LJ Haddock & Sons Payzone Energy Services Mobag Suspension and Consulting sponsored entry, and he will be followed out by the 23 that joined us for the first time last night. That'll be the Y23 out of Pleasant Hill, Missouri. It's Ethan Young, a Scott Bailey-powered Bills-built chassis, the 2-3 Construction TDS suspension sponsored number 23.
Next car back will be Scott Morling out of Blue Water, New Mexico, the Shaw by Buzzy, 5th in last year's Legacy Speedway B-Mod track standings. And riding behind him, let's see who else we got out there. We got the 14J over in turn number 3 of Jake Hodges out of Lebo, Kansas, the Yeoman Racing Engine GRT, Prairie Land Partners, MRSK Buildings, and Hodges Farms and Dredging race car.
I believe the 30 on the racetrack coming down the front straightaway right here, that's going to be Jamie Newton. He was registered as a modified. He's actually out there with the X-Mods right now, so we have to wait on race control for that. But that is Jamie Newton, the Carlsbad, New Mexico driver of a home-built GRT, a home-built engine underneath the hood of that GRT race car, the Newton Horseshoeing Stony Speed Shop RK Body sponsored number 30.
All right, also on the speedway in this set, we talked about Andrew Hodges out there the 14J car of Jacob Hodges. Behind him, we are going to have Lowell, Arkansas driver out on the speedway, and that'll be the 05N of Jimmy Nicholas. Also in this set, Reese Solander, he's been on the verge of victory lane, the Lebo, Kansas driver in the 5. Jaime Torres, the Tortugas, New Mexico driver, and Ruben Ortega out of Las Cruces in car 40. Last car out there, I believe, will be Chad Reed, the Yukon, Oklahoma driver, just outside of Oklahoma City in car number 58. So again, Dirt Draft Hot Laps, get your lineups in. Show DJ and I how bad we are. If we didn't already know that, you can confirm it by competing against us in all 3 divisions and get those lineups before heat race action starts here today in the desert.
You know, I was 24th in X-Mods.
Well, you're very good at X-Mods.
Well, I know, you know me, big X-Mod guy.
Yes.
That was heading into last night. I have not yet seen where I am after last night's race. I did not do well in the X-Mods last night, I can tell you that. So I'm going to go on dirtdraft.com right now. I moved up. I'm 23rd.
Very excited.
I'm in the top 25. That may get me in the money. I might get some points to the speed shop for that.
You may. I am like 897th, I think, in the X-Mods. Not great.
Well, you know me. That's that second home I have at One Sport Mod Drive there in Marshalltown, Iowa. There's the 7cc pulling off the racetrack as he goes to the top of the leaderboard. The Sibley, Louisiana driver Colby Williams with a 1:8.414. Tanner Cade right now second quick. And Peyton Gallardo, who is... He took the A-Mon home up to Las Cruces. He went and got the X-Mod and brought it back. He currently sits third. Again, don't forget that these drivers, has been mentioned, not qualifying. They don't qualify during the Wild West Shootout. Instead, they draw pills to see where they start their heat races. They go by passing points. The top 16 drivers in passing points lock themselves into the A-Main.
And now we'll shift gears. Mesilla Valley Transportation Border Tire Mods presented by Rancho Milagro in the 75J. We'll lead them out. Jeremy Lacoe out of Lincoln, Arkansas. One-time winner last year in the Lacoe Automotive Repair First-Class Automotive Entry, the Hughes chassis. And behind him, the good doctor Tom Georges in car 28 out of El Paso, Texas. The AOS chassis sponsored by Georges Chiropractic and Wellness Center with Rick's Performance and AOS Race Cars 8th in last year's Vado Modified Standings.
Marana, Arizona driver Carson Ditch back with us in that silver number 96C. He's the car rolling off turn number 4, and then he'll be followed by the driver of the number 64X, joined us last night for the first time. That'll be Jay Sale out of Bethany, Oklahoma in the 8-powered Longhorn race car, the Sale Physical Therapy Big Boy Motorsports sponsored 64X.
Jimmy Ray in the 9R car out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. Behind him, first time this week, Ronnie Yanasek out of Amarillo, Texas. Alan Sharpenstein out of Amarillo in car 75. Jake Bowles out of Alamogordo, New Mexico in the J7. The 54 out on the racetrack. The 54T of Matthew Day out of Farmersville, Texas, 20-time winner last year. Lucas Ward in car 11, the regular here. And DJ, a couple more out there as well.
Yeah, the 37T, Cody Tanquary, now out of Lubbock, Texas, formerly out of Kannapolis, North Carolina for a few years. Lubbock, Texas, home for that driver. He's on the front straightaway, and he may have just had an issue as he's going to slow in the inside of the racetrack. And we mentioned the 30 that came out in that last hot lap session with the X-Mods as well out of Carlsbad, New Mexico. That is Jamie Newton in the black number 30. Again, this is the first set of hot laps for the Mesilla Valley Transportation Border Tire Modifieds.
Gene Nicholas in this set, the little Arkansas driver. And he goes to the top of the leaderboard here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps early, a 17.706 scratch that Jimmy Ray takes it away from him. Jimmy Ray with a 17.706. They'll head back to the pit area. And the next wave of these Mesilla Valley Transportation Border Tire mods presented by Rancho Milagro will make their way out. 57 in the pit area today, 5 heats, 2 B mains, and a 25-lap 2000 to win feature to cap the night.
Well, Cade Dillard won the first 3 races. It was Terry Phillips getting the win last night, as we mentioned earlier. So Cade Dillard keeping his hopes alive for part of that Weir's Machine 5 or more bonus. He does have to win the final 2, and that starts right here tonight.
Next set will make their way out. The D25 of David Tanner of Wichita Falls, Texas. Wichita Tank Racing, 87 Automotive, Hatfield-powered MB Customs race car. The 2X behind him out of Amarillo, Texas. Gene Weaver, the Western Flyer chassis. Panhandle Performance Engines, Gress Motorsports, and Shock Service race car.
Next driver on the speedway now, a 2-time and defending USRA national champion out of Hayesville, Kansas, Tyler Davis in the 65. He's a 17-time winner 1 year ago, and he's going to be followed by the driver of the number 20 back in action with us in the modified. Now a 5-time and defending USMTS modified champion. That's the Rocket Rodney Sanders and the Army Contractors Wichita Tank sponsored number 20.
The 16 junior down the back straightaway. That'll be Dustin Hennigan, 2 wins a year ago. The Arcotech Speedway Dirt Track Delegation Top Rocks Mullins powered CDR race car. And Xavier Ortega rides behind him in the white number 24X out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. The Rocket by Ortega, Lift Arm Construction BMS Racing engine entry.
Next driver on the track will be Bill Wilker out of Idalou, Texas in the white number 71. You see him coming into your screen, and he'll be followed by the number 7G out of Lebo, Kansas, making the move up to the A-Mods this year. It's Gabe Hodges, a 3-time winner 1 year ago in the B-Mod division, 2 at Humboldt, 1 at Lake Ozark.
Derek Ramirez, 2021 USMTS champion, last year's Wild West Shootout champion, the Paulson Rock Products Cornet-powered Hughes race car. Chad Wheeler behind him, the WR1 Sim Chassis CDR race car with Durham Power out of Muskogee, Oklahoma, 5 wins a year ago. Also in this set, Lance Maury, 2-time winner a year ago for the California driver car 19SB. Chris Hennigan in the number 16 out of Marshall, Texas in this set. And I believe Rick Ortega out there as well in car 24, the BMS Racing Engine GRT. DJ, as we continue here with Dirt Draft Hot Laps for the modified division.
Yeah, Derek Ramirez trying to turn that luck around. I passed him very briefly in the pits. He was the last person I saw as I was walking up. I said, hey, good luck tonight, man. He said, we need it. He said, we have stunk all week long. And some of that not been his doing, though. He's been caught up in a few things maybe wasn't his doing and everything else. He's looking to turn it around. The former USMTS champ, 4th in last year's point standings out of Woodward, Oklahoma, Derek Ramirez. And just like that, he's atop the leaderboard with a 17.632. Jimmy Ray gets bumped to 2nd. And is that Dustin Hennigan or Chris Hennigan, I believe, third. Yep.
And hey, by the way, we don't always have announcers jinx. Sometimes we can bring them good luck. You talked about Derek. He went to the top of the leaderboard in Dirt Draft Hot Laps.
Derek, you remember that because he threw me under the bus in Victory Lane last year. He may or may not have been egged on by my co-announcers
I don't know what you're talking about. The 2SS of Mark Smith out of Anthony, New Mexico leads the next set out. The Rio Valley Biofuel Transport, Viva Auto Group, Hatfield-powered MB Custom race car. And behind him in the 131J today, that's going to be Johnny Scott and the MB Custom Pro Power Racing Engine Rancho Milagro, Mesilla Valley Transportation entry, shaking down that car for Royal Jones.
Another Hatfield-powered MB Customs race car on the track. Nathan Smith out of Anthony, New Mexico, the Viva Auto Group sponsored number 88S. And following him on the speedway out of Success, Mississippi, it's going to be Chase Holland, a 4-time winner a year ago. 4 wins at 4 different racetracks for the driver of the 45.
The number 58X out of Broken Bow, Oklahoma, the panel chipping Smith Equipment, True Pay Credit Card Company, Mullins-powered CDR race car, a 3-time winner last year. That's Gary Scott Christian. And behind him in car number 77, that'll be CJ Halsey out of El Paso, the Sound Signal Systems Vanderbilt chassis. He was 6th in last year's Vado Speedway modified standings.
They'll be followed by the driver out of Odessa, Texas in the number 71. That's going to be Philip Houston. He's the defending West Texas Speedway track champion. He had 5 wins last year, and they all came there at his home track. And behind him in the 02, it's going to be Tanner Mullins. Tanner Mullins out of Wichita, Kansas, a 10-time winner 1 year ago, 5th in the USMTS point standings in the 02.
And in the 0, that'll be Jake O'Neill. Podium finish last night. The Red Eye Radiator and DPF Specials. Midwest Sheet Metal Cornet-powered LG2 by Owens. Behind him, the 32, DJ Shannon out of Merced, California. The Jerry Shannon Racing, Shannon Pump Company, Pro Power Racing Engine, MB Custom entry. Royal Jones will be on the speedway, but before him, we'll have the 1T car. Cameron Thomas out of Amarillo, Texas, the McCabe Racing Engine GRT Integrity Overhead Door race car. Royal Jones, as we said, in the 131, final car on the speedway. Rancho Milagro Red Hawk Golf Club entry. And again, today, Johnny Scott's going to be a team car to the 131. The 131J will be Johnny Scott. The 131, Royal Jones. They're both on the racetrack right now.
Yeah, Johnny Scott lost a motor last night in his race car. I talked to Stormy. I think you talked to Johnny back in the pit area as well. And Royal Jones, being the guy that he is, of course, longtime sponsor of the Scott brothers as well, loaned Johnny as backup and said, yeah, go ahead and have at it. And just like that, Johnny Scott goes to number 2 on the leaderboard, just behind Gary Christian there on your screen in the 58 with a 17.307. That's now the fastest time for the mods in Dirt Draft Hot Laps.
I had a little meeting with Royal Jones earlier, and he said, I'm hoping Johnny can help me figure this car out. Royal, he's got it figured out in Dirt Draft Hot Laps right now, so we'll keep an eye on that. The 131 is Royal's been battling a bit of a tight condition on those race cars. Next set of cars prepare to make their way out here in this Mesilla Valley Transportation Border Tire Mod Division presented by Rancho Milagro, and they're going to be led out by Loving New Mexico's John Neal Reed, 5 wins a year ago for that driver between West Texas Raceway and Abilene. The Johnny Reed Trucking, Johnny Reed Farms, Mullins-powered Hughes race car. Riding about behind him, the 55G of Braden Gress out of Amarillo, Texas. The McCabe Racing Engine MB Custom, Gress Motorsports and Shock Service, 55G. 1 win last year, and that came at Route 66 Motor Speedway.
Next driver on the racetrack will be the driver of the number 60. That's Dan Eber out of Lakeshore, Minnesota. 8 wins a year ago. Several late season wins up there at I-94 Speedway. Dan Eber, I don't know if you know this, a former employee down at Jackie Boggs Racing there for about a year.
Did you know his dad was Dick Trickle's crew chief?
I found that out earlier today as well. That's what my sources were telling me earlier. He'll be followed by the driver of the 01, a former IMCA modified standout, starting to dabble in some open motor racing now. Out of Plattsmouth, Nebraska, 4-time winner last year. That's Jake Hobscheit in the N&W Transfer GRT number 01.
Cool hand Luke down the middle of the back straightaway. Luke is shot out of Chatfield, Minnesota, 5-time winner a year ago. The Shots Hardwoods Floors Longhorn Paulson Rock Products 69. The 33 in the middle of the back straightaway now. Jaron Martin, a 2-time winner last year in the Yeoman Racing Engine Hughes RPM Towing Recovery Medlock's Body Shop entry, and a Ricardo Olagi Jr. Final car on the speedway in this set as he rolls into turn 3 out of El Paso, Texas. 1 win a year ago. The Custom Van Reynolds Richie's Auto Center Vanderbilt race car with an MSE Racing engine.
So again, Dirt Draft Hot Laps, what I'm guessing is going to be the final wave probably for the Mesilla Valley Transportation Border Tire Modifieds. As again, you see over on the left side of your screen the current rundown. Again, with Dirt Draft, you've got up until the first heat race to get that lineup set. 3 different contests, one for the late models, one for the modifieds, and one for the X-Mods as well. So you can take a look at My Race Pass, maybe check out the lineups, and keep in mind that the modifieds and the X-Mods, they do passing points to determine exactly which 16 drivers will lock into the feature of the late models. You may want to set a lineup now. Maybe you want to wait until Swift Springs Time Trials presented by Screven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze to set your lineup. Jake Hobscheit going to the top of the leaderboard. The Plattsburgh, Nebraska driver with a 16.820. Again, hot laps, they don't mean anything. They don't pay anything here other than maybe a little shot in the arm and maybe a little inside information as to who to put on that dirtdraft.com fantasy team. So Jake Hobscheit will wrap up the Mesilla Valley Transportation Border Tire Modified Hot Lap session, top of the leaderboard. Trenton?
Hey, Ben, I had a question. A couple of years ago, we had talked about if you run these passing points, sometimes it's tough knowing where you're going to start. But if you win that heat race, are you automatically in? Is that still the rule here?
Yeah, I believe it's the heat race winners are guaranteed. Yeah. So if we had 5 heat race winners, top 5 heat race winners, the 5 heat race winners plus the top 11 in passing points, those 16 would move on.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great rule.
Well, DJ, I think we're getting ready now. Dirt Track Bank Super Late Model qualifying, and it'll Swift Springs qualifying, presented by Screven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze. Swift Springs was founded in 1997 in Tokyo, Japan, and they've been leading the spring industry since 1924 with the addition of a full line of conventional standard coilover, assist helper, and bump springs, along with suspension tuning accessories. Swift Springs is your one-stop shop for everything circle track racing related. You can learn more at swiftsprings.com.
And Screven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze 13. That's the presenting sponsor of time trials again this year, and that is coming up in just a few weeks, Ben, February 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. It's headlined by the richest sport compact race in the world. $20,000 to win this year for the SCDRA Sport Compacts. And I'm telling you, these guys put on a fantastic show. I've been there before, man. It's a great race. They've also this year, they're paying out tons of money. Southern All-Stars late models, $3,000 to win Friday, $10,000 Saturday, $10,000 to win for the Ultimate Street Stocks. A ton of other divisions as well. It's always a great show down there at Red Griffin's Place and some of the best food you will encounter at any racetrack. ScrevenMotorSpeedway.net for more information. You can also find them on Facebook or follow them on Twitter.
Well, if you're watching from all over the place, we want to know where you're watching. We want to see the deal. Hashtag tweet your flow seat. Tag at NOS Energy Drink and at Flow Racing. Hashtag tweet your flow seat. You can throw in at Dustin Jarrett, at MSR Mafia. That's me, and we'll try to catch some of those. We catch some throughout the night, mainly when the races are over, but we want to thank NOS Energy Drink for all they do to support racing. And hashtag tweet your flow seat. Tag those up. You never know, you might win a little something along the way.
Oh, how about that? Did you tweet your flow seat tonight?
I have not. I need one more arm up actually right now. Right, there's a few things happening.
Been almost absent from social media this week. We've been so busy. I love the "what do you do in the off season" crowd. There's no off season.
Well, those 2 days I wasn't feeling well, so
there's no off season. And you and me and Michael Rigsby back at the house, we've knocked out a ton of work over the course of the last week or so. Man, a lot of great 2024 planning, wrapping up some stuff with Castrol Flow Racing Night in America, and knocking out some stuff for Speed Weeks, and just 2024 schedule information and other things.
Yeah, I tell you what, we've got a lot coming up here on Flow Racing. You talked about the Speed Week schedule. Get ready, because, man, they will throw it at you in a hurry. As 2 weeks from tonight, we're going to be in Golden Isles, the Super Bowl of racing with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. We'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Of course, all the way through February 10th as we're down at Speed Week. Short Track Super Series, February 6th through 10th. The Pro Superstar Shootout, that's going to be a big time, February 8th through 10th. The USAC Winter Dirt Games, High Limit Racing, Lucas Oil, all kinds of cool stuff. But right now, we've got super late model qualifying, and your first qualifier is going to be Caden Honeycutt out of Bridge City, Texas. The Longhorn Advanced Performance Engine, Speed Ranch, Butler built, RTR material, Bill Stein Supreme Vinyl Works number 10. The 2R, that'll be Kent Rosevere out of Yuma, Arizona. The ProTech Fleet Service, Jack Metter Racing, Gordy Speed Center, Performance Bodies and Parts entry for the custom-powered Longhorn. One win a year ago. They came here at Votto for Kent Rosevere. And Tyler Erb Turbo behind the wheel, the best performance motorsports, bulk material lift, base racing fuels, First Class Septic, Anthony's Pizza, Roberts Speed Company, Clements Powered Rocket.
So the first driver to lay down a qualifying lap is going to be the 10 of Caden Honeycutt. He's going to set the bar at a 1:5.071. Don't know we're going to get to Kate Dillard's time last night. It was 13.8. And that is the overall fast time for the week. Kent Rosevere goes second quick. Now Tyler Erb to the top of the leaderboard with a 1:5.037. Second and final lap time for Caden Honeycutt, not as good. Second time around for Yuma, Arizona's Kent Rosevere is not as good. He'll stand on lap 1, third quick. Tyler Erb does improve on lap 2, and he establishes the early time to beat after 3 cars, 1:4.733 for the driver out of New Waverly, Texas, in the Best Performance Motorsports number 1.
Up next, Jake Tim in the 49, the 32 of Bobby Pierce, and the 18 of Chase Younghands. Jake Tim in the Herco Environmental, GorillaMill.com, Oak Ridge Fabrication, Mesquite Valley Transportation, 005 Performance, Vic Hill Powered Longhorn, 12 wins a year ago, 2 in the late model, Bobby Pierce. He's won the last 3 rounds of this event, 3 national championships a year ago for the Low Voltage Solutions, Rio Grande Waste Services, Hoker Trucking, Mesquite Valley Transportation, Vic Hill Powered Longhorn. And your third qualifier on the Speedway, Chase Younghands, driver out of Manhattan, Kansas. In the Shop Quick Racing, Bozard Ford, Paulson Rock Products, Dusty Construction, Sunoco Race Fuels, Grant Petroleum, Kaiser Manufacturing, Clements Powered, MB Custom Entry for Chase Younghands. Trying to beat Tyler with a 14.733. And how about Jake Tim? He's going to tie him right out of the gate.
Yes, he will. And Bobby Pierce will one-up him. Pierce to the top of the leaderboard now with a 14.416. Chase Younghands trying to get his feet under him this week. He'll be 5th quick after his first go-around. Jake Tim's second lap, little better, not good enough. Second quick, 1:4.715. There's a little bit of smoke coming out from underneath the Gorilla Mill number 49. Bobby Pierce's second lap, well, it was identical to his first, 1:4.416. The smooth operator, a 3-time winner already this week. He is the fastest qualifier in Group A after 6 cars.
Up next will be Preston Luckman out of Coos Bay, Oregon in the 77, the 58 of Garrett Alberson out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, and Cade Dillard out of Roebling, Louisiana in the 97. Preston Luckman in the Quadell Industries, Q2I Archery, Chuck Bracklin Trucking, Beaver State Plastics, Pro Power Racing Engine, Rocket XR1, 8 wins a year ago for that driver. Garrett Alberson, good runs all week so far, runner-up last night. The Bill Sport Shop, Romer Machine and Welding, Mesquite Valley Transportation, Nutrient Ag Solutions, Sunoco, Midwest Sheet Metal, Clements Powered, Longhorn, 1 win last year for that competitor. And Cade Dillard, he's got 4 wins in the desert so far this week, including a super late model win, the S&S Fishing and Reynolds, Chrome Farms, Mesquite Valley Transportation, Production Jars, Johnsville Company, Clements Powered, Longhorn for Cade Dillard.
Preston Luckman second quick, good lap. He's had a solid week here. The Coos Bay, Oregon driver Garrett Alberson goes third quick his first time around, and Cade Dillard's first lap time goes second fastest. 3 solid cars there on the racetrack. We'll see if Luckman's got anything for him on lap 2. Second lap's a little better. Third quick, 1:4.538. Second lap time for Garrett Alberson. He now goes third quick with a 1:4.531. And Cade Dillard's second lap, not quite as good. He'll still be second quick with a 1:4.506. This Group A is pretty loaded tonight. Bobby Pierce, Cade Dillard, Garrett Alberson, your top 3 cars after 9 qualifiers.
Up next out of Bossier City, Louisiana, B.J. Robinson in the 1, the 14S of Colin Weinbarger out of Corbett, Oregon, and John Kirby out of Russellville, Arkansas. B.J. Robinson led some laps last night. The DP Motorsports, David Peterson Contracting, Andrew Towing and Recovery, FiberTech Laser Cutting, Comprehensive Motorsports, Clements-powered Black Diamond, third in last year's Comp Cam Super Dirt Series standings for the driver of the 1, Colin Weinbarger. Good year last year, 21 wins across 4 divisions. The Strand Brothers Excavating, Swan Island Sheet Metal, Reed's Automotive, Checker Flag Asphalt, NW Platinum Trucking, Clements-powered Longhorn, and the 11 of John Kirby joining us out of Russellville, Arkansas. And he is in that Longhorn race car, Clements Power, the Construction Resources Group, Kirby Specialties, Eagle Lake Farms, number 11.
B.J. Robinson 8th quick after his first lap. Colin Weinbarger 9th fastest his first time around, and John Kirby will be 7th quick on lap number 1. B.J. Robinson, as you mentioned, Ben, started on the front row, led a first couple laps here last night. His second lap time's a little better. He'll go up to 9th, 1:4.942. Colin Weinbarger improves on lap 2. He goes up to 5th with a 1:4.697. And now John Kirby goes up to 5th quick with a 1:4.641. After 12 cars, Bobby Pierce still the time to beat in Group A with a 1:4.416.
Up next out of Winfield, Tennessee, Mike Marlar in the 157, the 15S of Clayton Stuckey out of Shreveport, Louisiana, and the 777 of Pete Vargas out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. Marlar in the Skyline Motorsports, Truck Country, Brony Rock Products, Mesilla Valley Transportation, K&M Auto Salvage, Petroff Towing, Clements Powered Longhorn, former World of Outlaws champion, joined by the 15S of Clayton Stuckey out of Shreveport, Louisiana, the Lucas Oil Advanced Powder Coating, FiberTech Laser Cutting, ProGlow, AccuForce Dynos and Testers, Sunoco Racefuels, Bill Stein, Clements Powered, Black Diamond, 10th in last year's Comp Cam Super Dirt Series standings, and Pete Vargas in the 777 out of Las Cruces, the Whitman Trucking, Auto Pros, Repair, Sales, Detail, and Performance, Yeoman Powered Rocket.
First lap time for Mike Marlar. Oh, it's a good one, Ben. Second quick, 1:4.496. Clayton Stuckey, 13th fastest on lap number 1. Welcome back, Pete Vargas in the 777. He'll go 15th quick his first time around. Let's see if Marlar's got anything for Bobby Pierce lap 2. It is quick time for the Winfield Warrior, 1:4.390. Clayton Stuckey's second lap is a little better. He moves up to 13th quick, a 1:5.071. And Pete Vargas' second lap also a hair better. He'll be 15th quick. His best lap time, 1:5.651. But you got a new driver atop Swift Springs time trials. It's that man, Mike Marlar, in the 157.
Up next, it'll be Ian Whistler out of Otis, Oregon, the Vic Hill Racing Engine, Rocket Chassis, Meredith Lodging, Knotworks Construction, RK Construction, Otis Market and Fueling, Whistler Investments, and All-Purpose Storage number 82. The 78 joining Mama Speedway, Steve Stoltz out of Peoria, Arizona, the Alpine Stars Mobile Medical Center, Dirt Pro Incorporated, Rockwell Sunglasses, Right Shock Technologies, Klein Powered Rocket Chassis, and on the track with them, the 101 of Forrest Trent out of Talbot, Tennessee. And the Service 101, Storm Recovery, Trent Logging, TNC Transportation, Bill Stein, SFP Performance Systems, Driven to Save Lives, and VP Clements Powered Longhorn for Forrest Trent.
Ian Whistler going to trip the trigger 14th quick his first time around. Steve Stoltz will go 10th fastest on lap number 1, and the first lap time for the 101. Forrest Trent will be 11th quick. We'll see if anyone's able to improve on lap number 2. Just a handful of drivers left in Group A. Ian Whistler does improve, 13th quick, 1:4.868. Steve Stoltz does not, 10th fastest. His best lap, 1:4.801. And Forrest Trent's second lap, also not quite as good. He will be 11th quick and rest on a 1:4.846. Just 4 drivers left to qualify in Group A. Mike Marlar, Bobby Pierce, Cade Dillard, your top 3.
Next 2 cars will be Walton Kyle Jr. out of Las Cruces, New Mexico in the 250, and the 2 of Tyler Stevens out of Searcy, Arkansas. Walton Kyle, the Cisparo Buick GMC, American Document Services, Dentworks, Vaseline Services, AOS powered Masters built race car, and Tyler Stevens, ouch, got that orbital socket, I believe, or the bone fractured back when the shock mount came off Larson's car back on Wednesday night, but he's out there. He's a tough one, man. Spent all day Thursday at the eye doctor. He's back in action. The Keith Hammett Trucking Construction, Southern Belt, James A. Rogers Excavating, Wabam, Penske Boom Lamp, Swiss Springs, Super B Speedway, D&D Diesel Services, Modco Racing Engine Longhorn for Tyler Stevens, a 3-time winner last year.
And Mike Marlar, the time to beat, as you see on the left side of your screen, with a 1:4.390. In trouble for Tyler Stevens. He's slowing on the back straightaway, and he's going to pull down into the Mary's Home Furnishings hot pit area. So Tyler Stevens will not even get a qualifying lap. Man, that's a tough break for the Searcy, Arkansas driver, whose Wild West Shootout started off so promising. Walton Kyle Jr. with the track all to himself nearly loses the tail end of that race car down in turns 3 and 4. His best lap time will be a 1:6.400, and that's good enough for 19th quick.
Trent Berry.
Tyler came trucking by here that last time by, and the motor just didn't sound right. He was not nearly at full power.
Thank you, Trenton. Final 2 qualifiers in Group A. Drake Troutman out of Hyman, PA in the 732B of Cody Laney out of Torrance, California. Drake Troutman, 21 wins a year ago, 6 in those in 08. Model the Wheeler Fleet Solutions, RFI Resources, Cliffs, Goodyear Auto Service, Finish Line Outdoors, Contractors Support Group, Midwest Sheet Metal, all sponsors on that. Chris Bragg Racing, Longhorn with Clements Power, and Alma Speedway final qualifier in Group B. Group A, will be the Cornet-powered Longhorn for Cody Laney, the Pete Van Eiderstein Racing, Bartels Harley-Davidson, Ibach, and Tecker, and Wheat Signs, and CPD Racing Shocks 32.
Again, they're all trying to get Mike Marlar, who right now sits atop the leaderboard with a 1:4.390. Drake Troutman's first lap time, 14th quick, 1:4.870. And the first time around for the 32B of Cody Laney is 19th fastest, 1:5.639. We'll see if Troutman's able to improve on lap number 2. The 20-time winner a year ago does not. His scrubbed off some speed on lap number 2, 14th quick, 1:4.870, his best lap. Cody Laney's second lap much improved, though. He jumps all the way up from 19th to 10th fastest. He is his best lap, a 1:4.798, and there is a good look, and look at him quick. There's a good look at your top 10 qualifiers in Group A. Unofficially, Mike Marlar and Bobby Pierce the fastest in Group A. They will start on the pole of heat races 1 and 2 respectively, with Kate Dillard and Garrett Alberson joining them on the outside. Again, that is a loaded Group A here this evening in Swift Springs Time Trials presented by Scriven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze.
Well, DJ, we have the week-long mini-series, the Rio Grande Waste Services Shock the Clock Challenge. Fastest qualifying lap of the week gets $1,000 from Larry Hink and the folks at Rio Grande Waste Services. Garrett Alberson safe for one more day. Yesterday, a 13.889. That's the fastest lap. If that holds up tomorrow as the fastest lap, he'll get $1,000 from Rio Grande Waste Services. As we get set now for Swift Springs Group B, presented by Scriven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze. The way they qualify in this group will line up heat races 3 and 4. And your first qualifier is going to be Portland, North Dakota's Jason Strand in the E85, the 2S of Stormy Scott out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, and the 15 of Justin Duty out of Malino, Oregon. Jason Strand in the Pro Power Racing Engine, Rocket XR1, North Dakota Corn Council, ChristianCarsOnline.com, Victory Diesel, Performance Auto, SRT Specialties, and Hatton Co-op, all sponsors on that entry, joined by Stormy Scott and the Rancho Milagro Racing, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Eagle Moon Farms, Top of the World Ranch, Clements powered Category 5 race car entry, 2 wins a year ago for Stormy Scott, and Justin Duty out of Malino, Oregon. In car 15, the Don Frank Fords, First Class Septic, Darren and Mardell Williams, Jeff Stewart Trucking, Roberts B Company, Wiles Drive Shaft, Pro Power Racing Engine, Longhorn for Duty. As your first 3 qualifiers in Group B make their way out, and if they can all make the call, we'll have 21 cars qualifying for the heat races 3 and 4 tonight for the Dirt Track Bank Super Late Models presented by Black Diamond Race Cars.
So once again, the slate is wiped clean, as Ben mentioned, as this now starts Group B for those of you watching at home. So the drivers in Group A, they qualify against each other. They'll race heat races 1 and 2 against each other. These are the drivers on the track in Group B. So you see, or you will see, a clean slate over on the left side of your screen here in Swift Springs Time Trials presented by Scriven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze. Jason Strand, he laid out a good qualifying lap last night. Tonight, first time around, 15.523. Stormy Scott's first lap, that's a good one, 14.616. And Justin Duty's first lap time, second quick, 15.299. Jason Strand, he shoved pretty good coming off corner number 4. He's not going to like his second lap either. It's not as good. He will rest on lap number 1. Stormy Scott's second lap, also not as good. He's atop the leaderboard. We'll see if Justin Duty has anything for him. The Malino, Oregon driver does not. His best lap was lap 1 as well. So Stormy Scott from just up the road in Las Cruces sets the early bar here in Group B with a time of 1:4.616.
Up next out of Chihuahua, Mexico, Keiko Perez in the 3, the 18B of Shannon Babb out of Moequa, Illinois, the 60 of Terry Carter for Saskatchewan, Alberta. Keiko Perez, the Shamrock Racing Team, Mitchell Suspension Engineering, Grupo A and Beck, 4-Leaf ADC, Pro Power Racing Engine, Rocket XR1, Shannon Babb in car 18B, the Petrov Toy, Donnelly Trucking, Bethana Grow Seeds, CJI Piping, Keeper Ultra Oil, Getty Landscaping, VP Racing Fuels, Vic Hill Powered Longhorn, and joined by the 6T of Terry Carter and the Black Diamond, Clements Powered, Ford Signs and Promo, Good Guys, Alden Auto, and Hollywood Graphics, all sponsors on the Fort Saskatchewan, Alberta driver Terry Carter in the 6.
All right, Keiko Perez going to trip the trigger on lap number 1, fourth quick, 1:4.5709 rather. Shannon Babb to the top of the leaderboard in Group B, Ben with a 14.580. Terry Carter third quick, 1:5.257 his first lap time. Here comes Keiko around for his second and final qualifying lap. He does not improve. He will be 6th quick. Shannon Babb does improve, though. He stays atop the leaderboard and lowers his lap time to a 1:4.579. Terry Carter not able to improve on lap 2. He'll be 3rd quick. But you got a new driver atop the leaderboard here in Group B, and it's that man out of Moweaqua, Illinois, the Moweaqua Missile, Shannon Babb. The new time to beat, 1:4.579.
Up next out of Albany, Oregon, Bryson James, the Shepherd Racing Engine, Longhorn, Schramm Motorsports, Schramm Brothers Excavating, James Gang Pizza, Northwest Platinum Trucking, Donna Frio, Skyline Ford, number 13. The 19 of Dustin Sorensen out of Rochester, Minnesota, the Heavy Hitch, Sorensen and Sorensen Painting, Paulson Rock Products, Nessie Construction, Altberg Construction, Rochester Chevrolet, and CVR Drilling Entry, and the 42S of Don Shaw out of Ham Lake, Minnesota, the Shaw Trucking, Blaine Brothers, EMR, Lube Tech, Dane Oil, West Bay Leasing, Structural Buildings, and West Metro Buick GMC, all sponsors on the 6-time winner last year, Don Shaw, and a Vic Hill Powered Capital.
First lap time for the 13 of Bryson James, third quick. Good lap, 1:4.856. Here comes Dustin Sorensen. He'll be 6th quick on lap number 1. And the first time around for Don Shaw, he goes 3rd quick with a 14.776. They're all gunning for Shannon Babb. Bryson James, second lap, not as good, 4th fastest. He'll rest on a 1:4.856. Dustin Sorensen, second lap, better. He jumps up to 5th quick, 14.872. And Don Shaw's second lap, not as good. He'll stay 3rd fastest, his best lap time, a 1:4.776. After 9 cars, it's Shannon Babb, Stormy Scott, and Don Shaw, your top 3.
Up next, Brandon Shepard in the B5, the 25 of Mikey Kyle, and the 73 of Rodney Sanders. Brandon Shepard in the B5, New Berlin, Illinois driver, the 4-time World of Outlaws champion. The Shepard Riggs Racing, Longhorn Factory, drive WMVT.com. Bill Stein, Coltman Farms Racing, and Riggs Drilling Solutions, all sponsors in that Cornet Powered Longhorn. 7 wins a year ago for that competitor. The 25 car, that'll be Mikey Kyle out of Westlake, Louisiana. The Longhorn by Mikey Kyle, Cornet Power Under the Hood, the Golf Cars of Louisiana, Ultra Outdoor, and J&J Motorsports entry. And Rodney Sanders in the 73 out of Happy, Texas. The Brian Doherty Motorsports, Huey Brothers Well Service, Kaiser Manufacturing, Jim's Automotive, Keith Hammett Trucking Construction, Homer's Auto Repair, Boswell Oil, 73 for Rodney Sanders.
First lap time for the B5 of Brandon Shepard. Second quick, 1:4.615. Good lap, Mikey Kyle. 10th quick, 1:5.641. And Rodney Sanders, 7th fastest, his first time around, a 14.976. See what Shep has on lap 2. Not quite as good, 14.651. Will stay 2nd quick. Mikey Kyle, second lap time, better, 7th fastest, 1:4.946. And the second and final lap time for Rodney Sanders, not quite as good. He will be 8th fastest and stand on a 14.976. That driver was the fastest of the trio. He's 2nd quick now in Group B. Brandon Shepard as we bring the next group of cars on the track.
Kyle Larson out of Elk Grove, California, in car number 6. The Flow Racing, Intercars.com, Bill Stein, D&E Marine, Mega Plumbing in the Carolinas, Hot Rod Septic Treatment, Massive Valley Transportation, JVI Group, and American Racing Pro Wheels, all sponsors for Kyle Larson. 19 wins across multiple divisions last year. The 7 of Ricky Weiss out of Headingley, Manitoba, Canada, and the G-Style Transport, Dryden, Collins Brothers Towing, Keywat Truck Service, Weisner Trucking, Turk Enterprises, Derek Sandblasting, Vic Hill Powered Sniper Chassis, and joining them on the Speedway, Mobags, Morgan Bagley, coming to us out of Longview, Texas, P&W Sales, Precision Trailers, Billy Bob's Repair and Tire, P&W Ironworks, Integra, Midwest Sheet Metal, Clements Powered Rocket XR1 for Morgan Bagley.
First lap time for Kyle Larson, 11th quick. Ricky Weiss will be 7th fastest on lap number 1, and Morgan Bagley will be 14th quick. All 3 of these drivers looking to improve on lap number 2. Larson does not. He is, actually he does a little. He goes 10th quick, 1:5.015. Ricky Weiss jumps up to number 4. Good lap for him, 14.700. And Morgan Bagley improves on lap number 2. He'll be 12th quick with a 1:5.274. After 15 cars, it is Shannon Babb, Brandon Shepard, Stormy Scott, your top 3.
Up next, Sam Mars out of Menominee, Wisconsin, the Pro Power Racing Engine, MB Custom, Depi Enterprises, Vite Specialty Contracting and Waste Management, Ty Chevytown, CMD Shocks, TLC's Plumbing, all sponsors for Sam Mars, a one-time winner last year. Chance Man out of Newport, Arkansas. The Man Motorsports, Gary Beard Trucking, Mirror Tech Harvest Centers, New Vision Graphics, Clements Powered Black Diamond for Chance Man, and the 28W of Jimmy Whistler coming to us out of Otis, Oregon. The Whistler Investments, All-Purpose Storage, Whistler Construction, MS Shock Therapy, Vic Hill Powered Rocket XR1 for Jimmy Whistler.
So again, they're all shooting for Shannon Babb's lap of 14.579. Sam Mars will go 11th quick on lap number 1. A little bit of smoke coming out from Chance Man's number 88. He'll be 17th quick his first time around. And Jimmy Whistler goes 12th fastest on his first lap. Second lap time for Sam Mars is he will clock in, not quite as good, 1.5.175 his best lap. He's 11th quick. Second time around for Chance Man, a little better, 1.6305. Man is 16th, and Jim Whistler's second lap also a little better. He will be 11th with a 1.5091. And Ben, we have got just 3 drivers left to qualify. It's Shannon Babb, Brandon Shepard, Stormy Scott, still your top 3.
Up next, Tomas Hunziker out of Bend, Oregon, the 38th, 86 of Kyle Beard out of Truman, Arkansas, and Brad Couch out of Bossier City, Louisiana, in the 5C. Hunziker in the Certainty AM1 Roofing and Siding, Spirit Field Racing International, SRS Distribution, Pro Power Racing, and Rocket XR1. The 86 of Kyle Beard, 2-time Comp Cam Super Dirt Series champion, the Man Motorsports, Gary Beard Trucking, Autocraft, Foster Bend Construction, 4S&J Incorporated, KB Trucking, Clements Powered Black Diamond. He had 5 wins last year. And the 5C of Brad Couch, your final qualifier, and Pro Power Racing and JMB Custom, RV and Auto Collision Repair, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Matco Tools, a Team 5 Enterprise Car 5C for Brad Couch.
Tomas Hunziker will be 11th fastest on lap number 1, a 15.052. Kyle Beard, 19th quick on his first lap, a 1.5701. Brad Couch goes 18th fastest on lap 1 with a 1.5408. Final lap time for Tomas Hunziker. Not a bad lap, Ben. 10th quick, 1.5004 for Hot Sauce. That's 1 spot ahead of Kyle Larson. Kyle Beard improves greatly on lap 2. He goes up to 7th quick with a 1.4860. And Brad Couch's second lap, a tick better. He is 19th fastest, 15.472. That's a wrap on Swift Springs Time Trials presented by Screven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze. And there you see the top 10 qualifiers in Group B. Shannon Babb, quickest in this group with a 1.4.579. Brandon Shepard was second quick, 14.615. Those 2 drivers will unofficially start on the front row of heat races 3 and 4. And joining them on the front row, 3rd quick Stormy Scott and 4th quick Ricky Weiss.
Well, DJ, as you said, that wraps up preliminary action.